Good afternoon, and welcome to another episode of College and Career Pathways, where every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 2 p.m., we provide you with information on various colleges and universities, financial aid resources, technical schools, training programs, skilled trade professions, employment opportunities, career exploration, and career readiness skills, all designed to help you make the best career decisions possible. I'm Toni Curitin, your host, and today we will be in part 4 of a 5-part series entitled Choosing the Right Career for You. I'm going to open up my share screen so that we can begin to share this information. Okay, so welcome everyone. And again, we're going to be talking about part 4 of a 5-part series entitled Choosing the Right Careers for You. And we're going to deal with the subject of employment. So, you've decided to skip college and get a job right after high school. You may have many questions. Where do I start? You know, what should my job search include? What's my next step? Choosing a career is based on many factors. A good match of interest and talent with employment is important and would make for a fulfilling career. In other words, it's really important that you like what you do. If you like what you do, if you enjoy what you do, you are more likely to be successful at it. Your first step is to determine what kind of work you want to do. There are many interest and aptitude profilers that will assist you in this. What is an interest and aptitude profiler? It's an assessment test and it's based on personality. And it asks you a series of questions about what you like, what your preferences are. And if you're honest and answer them honestly, it could provide you with a lot of personal information and insight that will help you um, narrow and eliminate job searches that are not quite suited for you and that you wouldn't be quite, that you wouldn't be good at. Early exposure to a variety of work situations can help you assess which type of work environments would be good for you and which type of environments wouldn't be good for you. You need to establish what your expectations are in a job. You need to have a discussion with yourself, if you will, about what you're looking for, what you actually expect. There's no such thing as that's not my job, that's not my responsibility. Whenever you're employed by a company, you are usually employed for a specific title, which will include specific tasks. But there's always going to be a clause underneath that says, and other duties as required. And that's usually there because there are emergency situations where sometimes, someone may be called away or sick and they can't perform their specific duties, but that task and that job and those responsibilities still need to be fulfilled and accomplished. And so the boss may call you in to help fulfill those roles. And so that falls under the category of other duties as required. But the point of it is, um, you need to understand from the very beginning, and have a very realistic approach to what is expected of an employee by an employer when they hire you. And you have to be honest with yourself about working situations and different duties. If you don't like working with animals, then you won't apply for a job as a zoologist. You know, if you prefer to work um, in a loan with figures and numbers, then you wouldn't apply for a position that requires you to work in an arena full of people. That's what the interest and aptitude profiler does. It helps identify these areas of preference, and then it matches it with various careers. And then now you know, well, this is what I really like. So these are kind of the careers that I would be best suited for. So now I can target these careers in my job search. It will let you know whether you like working with people, animals, or information. It will let you know whether or not you are a team person and like working in teams, or whether you like working by yourself. It will also let you know whether you're the kind of person that likes routine tasks done the same way, the same time, the same fashion every day, day in, day out, or whether or not you like variety and you like change, or whether or not you like a combination of both. All of these things, all of this information will help you be more successful in your job searches, thus being more successful in securing the kinds of jobs that are better suited for you. Okay, here are a few um, resources for interest and aptitude profiling assessment examinations. You can go to Career One, Skills Profiler, ONET Interest Profiler. PathSource is a phone app. You can download it on your phone, and from your phone, you can utilize the tools there to, that will help you examine and determine which kinds of careers you should be pursuing. 123 Career Test is another website that you can go to that provides you with valuable tools, career search tools. My Next Move and My Skills, My Future. These are all good websites that you can go to for resources on helping you plan and research and look at the various careers that are available out there and which ones you would be best suited for. Step number two, preparing your resume. What is a resume? A resume is a document that contains all of your information, your contact information, your name, your address, your phone number. It also contains information regarding your educational experience and your work experience. It contains information about your achievements and things that you've done, your accomplishments. Your resume is the first impression that a potential employer will see when they're considering you for a position that you've applied for. So it's important that your resume is professional, that you keep it to one page, that you make sure you record and list all of the things and experiences that you've accurately uh, achieved and accomplished, as opposed to embellishing and stretching the truth, if you will. We're in a technology age, and these things can be easily found out. So you don't want to do that. You want to make sure that you accurately assess all of your accomplishments, all of the things that you've done, and list those items on your resume. Be truthful about it. Some resources that you can use online to help you build your resume are Career One Stop, Michigan Works, Resume Genius, and Pure Michigan Talent Connect. All of these resources, all of these websites, they have job search tools, they have resume builders on those, they have career research where you can plug in any industry and it will print out or display all of the information regarding that specific career. You know, how much they make, how much training and education is involved in this particular field, what the trends will be for that in, 5, 10 years from now. These are good resources for you to go to help you plan and prepare to enter the workforce. Step number three, interview techniques. You need to prepare in advance for your interview. Don't just show up never having rehearsed, never having gone over your material, because it is very easy to stumble, to stutter, to lose your train of thoughts. To give these preparations, I actually have to rehearse these several times so that when I'm giving the presentation, I'm giving the information accurately. I'm not stuttering. I'm fluid in my thoughts, and I'm able to effectively communicate the information to you. You have to do this as well in an interview, because these are one of the things that an employer looks at and assess whether or not you would be a good fit for their company. You have to do your research on the company that you're applying for. It's a good idea. Everybody has a website now. You can go to the website, you can pull up the About Me page and the mission statement, and it will tell you information about the company, information that you can use and help determine whether or not this is the kind of company you want to work for. When you're in the interview, be honest. Again, don't embellish, don't stretch the truth. Be honest about everything that you've actually done. If they ask you a question about something that you've not done, say, no, I've not done that, but I have such an interest in it. I would love to learn about that. You would be surprised how much passion and motivation and drive will work in your favor, as opposed to not having the experience in it at all. These things are, employers consider these things when they're interviewing people. They look at you to see how interested you are, how passionate you are about the things that you've done and what you want to do. And that helps determine whether or not they can say, I think this is a good candidate and we'll hire them. Because you also have to recognize this: no matter what job you apply for, and no matter what education you have, every employer has to train you when they hire you. Every employer has to train you in their policies and in their procedures and in the way that they do things. And so everybody can be trained, but not everybody can be worked with because of how they present themselves and their interpersonal skills. Be prepared. Be prepared to answer any question that the interview asks you with regards to your background and with regards to the position that you're applying for. Be positive and upbeat and friendly. Smile, make eye contact, dress professionally, show up like you want the job, take an interest, ask questions, and not just questions about, oh, how much am I going to get paid? That is relevant to you. Yes, I understand. But that's not the questions you should be asking in an interview. You should be asking questions about what type of duties will be required of you if hired, you know, um, what their long range plans are for this particular position. You should be asking questions along those lines. These types of answers show an interest in their company by you. And if you're interested, again, the interest indicates the success that you could potentially have. And again, practice, 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 practice. You can never practice too much, because the better you are at it, the easier it will be for you. Soft skills. Soft skills is another area that you should prepare in. What are soft skills? Soft skills are interpersonal skills. They deal with regards to your personality, what kind of person you are, um, characteristics and attributes that employers look for in addition to hard skills. Hard skills are the skills that you have learned and gained through either previous employment or education. Those are hard skills. Technical skills, technical training. Soft skills deals with your personality, how you are as a person. What they look for is positivity. Again, you have to be upbeat and positive. Adaptability. You have to be flexible. You can't be the kind of person that is like my way or the highway. It's my way or no way at all. You have to be flexible. Even in a leadership position, you have to recognize whatever decision that you make can also be revisited by someone else who wants to go in another direction. And if that's the case, you have to be flexible and go with that. You can't say, well, no, I don't like it. No, I don't want to do it like that. You got to be flexible in a work environment because it's a team effort. It's something that you do in a collaboration. It's not one man on an island. You have to be dependable. You have to show up on time and you have to show up when you're scheduled. You can't constantly call off and you can't constantly be late. You have to be a creative thinker. When you're employed, when someone employs you, they want to know whether or not you're constantly thinking about better ways of doing things, better ways of advancing and making the work environment better for the company. You have to be able to effectively communicate. You can't be a person, well, I don't like to talk. There are a lot of people that really don't like to talk, but you have to make sure that you understand when you're in the work environment and you're required to communicate with people, you do so. And you do so effectively, meaning that you convey the thought or the idea that's in your head to the next person so that they have full understanding, not saying things in a vague manner where it can be interpreted differently. You have to say to people when you're discussing things, okay, did you understand what I just said? Or maybe you can say, you know what, tell me what you think I'm saying here so that we're clear on the premise and the idea and that there's no confusion. Again, you have to be a team worker. You have to work with other people. You have to be positive. You can't be a Debbie Downer or a naysayer. You have to have and support other people's ideas and work with them. Time management is also important. You can't be given a task to do something and then take forever to do it. You may not be given an actual deadline on certain projects, and then sometimes you may be given a deadline, but you have to be of the mindset always that whenever you're given an assignment to do, you do it immediately and get it done as quick as possible. You have to be a motivated person. You can't be coming in dragging and all, depressed and down. You have to be upbeat and positive and ready to, take on the day and be supportive of other coworkers and their ideas and thoughts and the way that the process is going on your job. You have to be a problem solver. When problems arise, you can't just point fingers at other people. You have to figure out a way and a solution to resolve the problem and how to prevent it from happening again. You have to be a critical thinker, meaning you have to be the kind of person that analyzes things and figures out, okay, you know what? This happened because of this, so we need to make these adjustments and these changes and make sound judgments based on that. And you have to have conflict resolution. Again, in an employment situation, you have to learn how to and be able to get along with people. You have to be able to work with others, even when you don't necessarily agree. You have to also have, and this is not listed here, but you also have to have a filter. You can't just say everything on your mind. Some things you need to keep to yourself, especially if they are not to advance or be positive in the situation or circumstance. These are what the industry calls soft skills, and these are the other critical factors that employers look at when they're looking to hire you. Step four is contact a staffing agency. A staffing agency is another word for a temporary agency or a temporary company. The reason why I'm suggesting that you start here first is because there are several benefits to working for a temporary agency. One is that it provides you with experience, work experience in a variety of fields. You can work for a factory one day, you can work for a doctor's office another day, you can work for um, a retail store the third day, and a school for the next day. It Temporary agencies, staffing agencies, they contract with employers in every industry. Their purpose is to provide companies with employment on a temporary basis. It's not a permanent situation. A company may need to hire 12 people for a customer service position for 12 months. And then after 12 months, this particular project for this company comes to an end, so they won't need staffing anymore. This is what a temporary agency does. It hires you to fill that position for that length of time. And so, for that length of time, you're getting experience in customer service that you would not have gotten trying to uh, individually seek out companies for that position, because they may not have been available or they may not have hired you. Okay. And so, if you go through a temporary agency, you gain a lot of entry level position experience that you can put on your resume, and it can help further your career. It also allows you to narrow down what your preferences are work wise. It helps you determine what types of environment you want to work in, because they put you in so many different situations. It also lets you know what types of job duties and responsibilities you're interested in working in, because it gives you so many different job opportunities to work, that you get an opportunity to see whether or not I want to be in clerical, or whether or not I want to work on the factory, or whether or not I want to work in retail. It's an excellent opportunity to gain a lot of experience in a short amount of time. Also, with a temporary service, the scheduling is so flexible that it allows you to be able to do different things and pursue other interests that you may have. You may want to continue on and go to school after all, or maybe you want to take a second job, or maybe you want to do other things. Because they are so flexible in their scheduling, it allows you to make these adjustments to your schedule without having to always take time off from your job, which is not a good thing, under normal circumstances. Also, most temporary agencies pay above what the average wage, normal minimum wage is in the work industry. They tend to pay more because they are temporary agencies. Here is a small list of staffing or temporary agencies that you can look at and contact um, to get assistance in working. Labor Max, AppTree, Morrison Community, Manpower, Staffing Network, Minutemen, Labor Ready, Kelly Services, and Express Employment. You can go online, Google any of these, and contact them, and they will help you, and they will set you up with employment. Volunteering your services. No one likes to not get paid for the work they do. However, there is a really huge benefit to volunteering. Like the temporary agency, you can gain a lot of experience, a lot of entry level experience in various companies if you volunteer your services. You can make a lot of network connections as well and cultivate a lot of business connections. A lot of people are hired in because they volunteered. They receive a lot of references from company executives and managers and human resource departments because they volunteered. If you're home doing nothing and you don't have a job anyway, why not volunteer and occupy your time and exactly cultivate these business relationships that you can use to help advance your career. Not to mention, the volunteer work can go on your resume, showing that you have experience in, you know, the various positions that you volunteered for. So it's a great benefit, especially if you don't have any current prospects. More tips and resources that you can use with regards to obtaining a job. Make sure that you keep your resume up to date. Even if you're hired in and you've got a job that you like, update your resume because opportunities, you should never look at a job as being married till death do us part. You should always look at a job as um, a training opportunity to advance somewhere else. So you always keep your resume updated. You get a job, update that resume, and then the next job that you get, the next promotion, the next opportunity you get, updated again. When you're applying for positions, in addition to your resume, create a cover letter to go along with your resume and address it to your interviewer. It shows that you are not just generically applying for a position, because the cover letter addresses specifically the company and the position that you're applying for and your interest in it. Again, cannot say enough, practice your interview skills, practice working on your soft skills and getting along and effectively communicating. Always keep a list of the job applications that you apply for and the resumes that you sent out, so that when you get a call, you know who's calling you and you can flip through your little book where you keep this information and refer back readily so that you know who you're talking to and about what, and the information that you gained when you went on your interview with them. Again, dress professionally, you know, make sure you're neat, you're clean, hair is combed. You don't have to necessarily wear a suit, you know, business casual is fine, but just make sure that you're neat, you're clean, hair is combed, you're well groomed. And make sure that you arrive to your interview early. I was brought up where I was told if you're on time, then you're late. If you're early, then you're on time. So you make sure that you get there early. They look at that. That's very key and crucial as to whether or not they will hire you. Here is a list of a few more resources that you can look at. You can just go on the website and it will provide you with information on job trends. What's the hottest job? How much do they make? How much education does it require in order to get that job? Um, they provide you with training, practice tests for different aptitudes and skill set. If you're going into skilled trades, the Learning Express Library, they have practice examinations that skilled trades use to give the assessment exams to the candidates that are applying. Go through that, look at the exams that they have, practice on that. The e-learning soft skills program, it goes into the soft skills. It talks about the various things that you need. There are modules there that will discuss and help you understand the importance of cultivating these attributes. Okay, that concludes my presentation for today. Are there any questions? All righty then. With that, thank you all for attending College and Career Pathways with me today. And if you have any further questions or if you need any further information, please feel free to reach out to me. My number is 586-842-0558, extension 312, or my email address is tonic@atsedu.net. Thanks again, everybody, for attending, and have a great day.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Have a good day.
You
I'll put
too.
some put some resources in the chat, so hopefully people will grab them. Have a good day.
Bye now.